It's Max from the Max Football News YouTube channel again. Today I'm bringing you that LSU Tigers 2024 schedule prediction. I think LSU is set to have a huge year. I see them being a playoff contender year one with Garrett Nussmeier, so we'll see how that goes. Week one is already a huge game against Southern Cal in Las Vegas, a night game that everyone in the country will be watching. They lost the last two games that they opened the season with against Florida State. I think this is a bounce back. Two defenses that played really bad last year. They both added a lot of portal additions. Southern Cal looks good, but I honestly think that LSU is going to have the firepower on offense to get this done, and I think they win a high-scoring game against Southern Cal. So week one, Southern Cal, I put them as a win, 1-0. And then you get an easy week in week two against Nichols before you go to South Carolina. I think that's going to be an interesting game. LSU is going to South Carolina, so it's a tough place to play, but I think they get a win there. I think there's too many unknowns for South Carolina to get a big win like this early in the season, and I just don't see UCLA beating LSU in Death Valley, and South Alabama is going to be an easy win as well to set up for a very interesting game the next week at home against Ole Miss. I do think LSU drops this game. It's in Death Valley. It's going to have a whole lot of intrigue. I think it's going to end up being a night game, but I think it's going to be really hard fought the entire game, but I think the Jackson Dart's going to have Ole Miss rolling just enough to get a close victory in Baton Rouge. This starts you out at 5-1. Not a bad way to start the season, especially when you go to Arkansas and get a win in a close fight game there against the Hogs. They always play LSU tough at home, but I think that LSU will escape with a victory here. And then I think you drop the game at College Station to set you up for a 6-2 start. I think this is a really close game, but Texas A&M in College Station, one of the hardest places to play, and I think that LSU is just going to drop this game after a tough fight game to Arkansas. I think it's kind of that trap game right before they play Alabama, but we'll see how that goes. I could be wrong, but I'm going to say they start the season at 6-2. Then you go on a run to end the season. Alabama is going to drop that game to LSU in Baton Rouge. Death Valley is going to be rocking, and that's going to be a huge game where LSU comes out with a win. Then you go to Florida and you quiet the swamp and beat them. Then Vanderbilt comes to your place and you win that game easily. To end the season, a very interesting Oklahoma game. I think these are two teams that are almost perfectly matched in terms of talent, but it's at LSU. I think this gives them the win, and you end the season 10-2, setting yourself up to go to the playoffs and have a really good shot at working towards a national title this season. I think Brian Kelly's year is this year. Don't know about a national championship, but I see the Tigers getting into the playoffs in the first year under Garrett Nussmeier at quarterback. If you guys enjoyed this schedule breakdown, comment down below and tell me some teams you would like to do next. We're going to break down recruiting a lot more on the channel, so stick around and subscribe.